Good morning. My name is Maurice Crespi. I'm the managing partner of Schindler's. Schindler's is a co-founder of COBRA. COBRA was founded the week after lockdown. The mission of COBRA is to assist businesses in distress in any which way we can. We have a consortium of over 65 partners now. And the idea is the partners provide their services, their expertise on a shared value basis. They come in, they assist, and they provide these services on a gifted basis if need be. So if you're a company who requires assistance and you cannot afford to pay, we have these partners, and we're prepared to operate on a gifted value basis. Excuse me. As part of the pro bono offering, we provide Zoom seminars, and we have a knowledge base on our website. The website is www.cobra.org.za. If you want to set up any consultations with us on a gifted value basis, please do so by sending an email at info@cobra.org.za. As I said, as part of the offering, we provide these webinars on a weekly basis. We get outside participants who kindly join, and we also have our partners provide their insights. And today we have one of the original partners, in fact, Microsoft. They were one of the first to join the COBRA initiative, and they've been of invaluable assistance to COBRA. So we're very, very grateful to them. And the conversation today is with Charlene Verzmoter, who is currently the philanthropy lead for Microsoft South Africa, and she's responsible for designing and implementing the philanthropy strategy for the country, identifying strategic nonprofit partners to implement skill for employability programs for the underserved youth and communities, as well as empowering NGOs to use technology through a software donation program to impact more lives in the communities and the people they serve. She worked for a number of years at Accenture as a management consultant prior to joining Microsoft, developing skills in project and program management, change management, transformation strategies, organizational development, and later joined the HR team at Accenture as the professional development lead. Charlene has extensive and diverse experience in the training and skills development, transformation management, and social enterprise development. She worked in both large global and JSE companies with significant business acumen in people and talent development and retention. In addition, she also worked with both private and public sector organizations, driving skills and development programs for enhancing employability and business growth for organizations. Charlene obtained her B.Ed honors degree cum laude in educational psychology at the University of Pretoria, and she's passionate about helping reach their full potential through technology and to discover their talents and gifts. So thanks so much, Charlene, for joining us today. We're most grateful. Before I hand over to you, I'd like to introduce the remaining panelists. We have Andisa, I'm looking at the attendees. We have Emma Marseille from IQ Business, Gary Barachovitz from Schindler's Attorneys, and Renee Klopper from IQ Business. So thanks everybody for joining. To the attendees, please ask questions. Also the Facebook attendees, if you post questions on the chat, or please join. I've posted the link to the Facebook attendees. Click on the link, join, and you can engage with myself and or Charlene. So please do that. Ask questions, engage. Thank you, Charlene. We're most grateful. We're indebted to you. I hand over to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Maurice.
You're on mute, Charlene.
I'm not on mute. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Maurice, can you hear me now? I am not on mute.
Maurice, it might be on your side because I can hear fine. Attendees, could you drop a message in the chat to say if you can hear?
Charlene, it does say that you're unmuted.
Yeah,
so the attendees can hear as well.
It appears to be on my side. Please proceed, Charlene. Sorry about that.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you and the audience today about the Global Skilling Initiative. And before I start with the presentation, I would just like to apologize. I know that it was one of our directors, Sia Madyibi, was supposed to be on the panel with me today. Unfortunately, he has got a family crisis down in East London. He's traveling down today in the car. So I do apologize on his behalf. So I'll manage the webinar and all your questions today. So thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'm going to start right away with the presentation. And you can just tell me when you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see clearly.
Okay, all right. So Microsoft launches our Global Skilling Initiative at the end of June to help 25 million people worldwide to acquire the digital skills needed in the COVID-19 economy. So they have done some research, and with this COVID-19 pandemic, 50 million people all over the world become out of work, and that is according to the International Labour Organization. So in the launch, our president of Microsoft, Brad Smith, made the following comment that when technology changes the world, then you bear a responsibility to help address the world that you help create and accept greater responsibility for the future. So with the COVID-19, so Microsoft mission is, that we want to empower every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. So the problem that we feel that we need to solve is that, we all know we're in a global economic crisis. We are in a different hybrid economy. There's a new skilling challenge. We have actually seen, like our CEO Satya Nadella said, digital transformation that we thought will happen over 2 years actually happened over 2 months. And with that, really a new skilling challenge became very, very apparent because people returned to work. Some of the jobs were lost, and those jobs will never come back. So there's a skilling challenge with digital jobs that's required for the new economy. When we refer to the hybrid economy, we all know that many companies are actually not allowing their people to go back to the office. I think we're going to see a lot of people remain to work from home. So with that, there's also a challenge of, empowering people to have the right skills to collaborate, to do things differently. And therefore, we are really in a need for partnerships to help address this global challenge. So with the global skilling announcement, we have announced 3 skilling sprints. So the first one is a skilling initiative to help the individual job seekers. And for my presentation, I'm going to focus on this skilling sprint. But later in the year, towards September, October, we will have our second skilling sprint. And I think a lot of employers will be very interested in this one. It will be tools to help employers skill and upskill their employees. And then there will be a last skilling sprint towards the end of the year. And that would be skilling programs and partnerships for students. So, with the skilling and global skilling announcement, it is impossible for Microsoft to do it alone. So we really need to work across sectors for greater impact for job seekers around the world. And we need to partner with private sector, with the public sector, as well as with nonprofits. And I'll give you some ideas at the end of the presentation how we have already partnered with the private sector, our engagement with the public sector, and what we are currently doing with nonprofits. So the first skilling sprint, which is the focus on the job seekers, we will provide a number of things, but I just quickly want to define a job seeker for you because we got a lot of questions about, what is the definition of a job seeker? So job seekers, any person that is out of school, that is currently unemployed, people that maybe lost their jobs due to COVID, people that may lost their jobs, so they are going to get a retrenchment package. Any person that has been impacted by this COVID pandemic will be recognized as a job seeker. So what we will offer is an economic graph through LinkedIn. So Microsoft, we own LinkedIn, but they are our big partner in this initiative. So LinkedIn will provide an economic graph to give us data and analytics to better understand what is really the skills in demand, the jobs in demand in South Africa. What we will also provide is free access to skilling resources from across our Microsoft Learn platform, the LinkedIn platform, as well as GitHub. And we will also provide a reduced cost of a Microsoft exam of $15. And I'll go in a little bit more of detail in these offerings just now. And then there will also be free access to employability tools to help the job seekers get hired. So when we look at the first thing on the economic graph through LinkedIn, the data will help us identify learning path roles that have got the greatest number of job openings now. It will help to pay a living wage. It can be obtained without a 4-year degree or a 3-year degree, and can be really successfully be used for reskilling yourself online. So LinkedIn Learning they've done research worldwide to identify, what are the greatest jobs in demand currently. So I just want to give you an idea of, some of the information that will be available through LinkedIn. So just want to, on the left-hand side, this is the economic graph for South Africa. So you can see that we've got over 7 million people in South Africa that's registered on LinkedIn, and over 136,000 companies, but that's represented globally. So in South Africa, you can see that the companies that is like the largest, the percentage of total employment is in finance, then it's in software, corporate services, manufacturing, and education. Then for April, the jobs the most in demand in April, that was just when the lockdown started, was within software engineers, attorneys. Then there was quite a number of jobs, trending jobs within finance. So sales executive, your finance manager, financial advisor, as well as project manager. Then the top trending skills in the same period was project planning. And you can see how it relates back to some of the top jobs that were in demand. Then also JavaScript and C+, that relates back to the software development jobs that was trending. And then there was a lot of top trending skills around finance. As you can see, financial reporting, financial planning, sales management, retirement planning, and managerial finance. So this graph was only for April. I am currently waiting for LinkedIn just to provide me with the economic graph for the second quarter, which would be then from April until June. And hopefully we will be able to send that information soon. Also just want to show you the growing employees in South Africa. That is companies with the highest share of hiring. Was Discovery Limited, FNB, ABSA, surprisingly University of Pretoria, and then Standard Bank. And then the largest employers in South Africa, according to headcount, was ABSA, FNB, Standard Bank, Nedbank, and Eskom. And you also can see here at the bottom, some of the other large employers is also Sanlam, Old Mutual, and Discovery. So what we would like to achieve through our learning pathways is to provide training through LinkedIn Learning, as well as to provide more technical training through Microsoft Learn, and also to give you access to a GitHub portal where you can get some practicals skills on while you do some hands-on experiences. So the LinkedIn learning paths are the following 10 learning pathways. So these learning pathways have been identified by LinkedIn when they have done global research on the most in-demand jobs. So as you can see, these 3 technical roles. It's your software developer, your IT support and help desk technician, as well as your network administrator. The others are not really your highly technical roles. It's your sales development representative, your project manager, digital marketing specialist, data analyst. So these are all in-demand jobs for learning pathways that you can follow on LinkedIn. I just want to make you aware of the fact that these LinkedIn learning pathways will only be available until the end of March next year. The LinkedIn Learning is normally a paid for courses. So, if you are a LinkedIn member and you want to do some of the courses, you actually have to pay for a license fee to do the training. But the training will be free for these 10 learning pathways. When you complete, like say for instance, a pathway on project manager, you will be able to get a certificate through LinkedIn, and that is also for free. So for those certifications, there's no payment required. And if we do have time, what I would like to show you is just, how to access these LinkedIn learning pathways and just how to navigate yourself through that portal. Then if you want to attempt more technical training, you can then access the Microsoft Learn website. What we have seen over the last, over a number of years, I've also been very involved with one of our flagship programs at Microsoft called Student to Business, where we take on interns on an internship program, and we certify them on the international exams of Microsoft. And a lot of those interns said, that it really gave them the competitive advantage if they had a Microsoft certification. So not all the Microsoft exams will be discounted. So the discounted exams will be the one in the fundamentals courses, as well as some of the role-based areas like your Azure Admin Associate, your Data Analyst, your Data Security Engineer. So these exams will be at the discounted rate of $15. Now the Microsoft exams normally range between $100 and $150 US. So for this discounted rate, it will cost you between, it all depends on the exchange rate of the time that you will redeem the exam, will cost you anything between 200 and 250 Rand. So the Microsoft Learn portal will be available for free even after March next year. So I just want to stress the fact that the Microsoft Learn portal, learning portal, will be available beyond March, but the exams, the discounted exams, will only be available until the end of March next year. So you access these resources through this link, and I am not going to click on that link now, because if we have enough time after I've presented, I'll quickly just show you, if you click on that link, how to navigate yourself through accessing the learning pathways. So on Microsoft Learn, just to give you an idea, if you click on Microsoft Learn and say, for instance, you selected that you want to do the security administrator role, it will tell you exactly the courses that you need to do to become Microsoft certified. So it will give, if you click on view the certification detail, it will show you which exams you will qualify then to do the training. You will then also be able to go on the GitHub Learning Lab to go and practice your skills, as well as search and apply for a job. I just want to mention that if you want to make use of this functionality, you have to have a LinkedIn profile. So say for instance, if you want to access the learning pathways on LinkedIn, you don't need a LinkedIn profile. But some of the things, if you would like to do a search on LinkedIn, or you would like to register that they give you alerts when you want to see when they've got jobs available around security administrator, you will need to have a LinkedIn profile. And then, as I said, on the GitHub Learning Lab, this is where job seekers can grow their technical skills, especially in coding. And they've got free practices there. They can work on fun, realistic projects. And they really is a platform where developers can share their experiences, learn from one another. So I just want to show you some of the key milestones. So the learning pathways are available immediately. So they were available from the 1st of July. Then from September, you can then register for the discounted Microsoft exam. So this will the registration will only open from the 1st of September, and the registration will be on the same portal where you access the learning pathways. So the one thing also that I want to mention to you about the discounted exam, you will have to attest that you're currently unemployed, and that you have been, impacted by the COVID pandemic. So the discounted exams is not like for people that's currently employed and maybe just want to do some of these courses to enrich their skills. This will be only for job seekers that's unemployed or that have been negatively impacted by the COVID. So, if I can maybe just use an example, so some people, they haven't been laid off, but they have been told that they must go home and that they will not get paid a salary. So they're not retrenched, but they are sitting at home, not earning a salary. They will be able to qualify. If you are a learner on a learnership or an internship, you will be able to qualify for a discounted exam. If you also currently work with reduced hours, you will be able to qualify for the exam. And if you're then totally unemployed, so you're not currently employed, you will be able to qualify for the exam. What is important to also understand is that the exam registration will close by the 31st of December. So you can register for exams from the 1st of September until the end of December, but you do have time to write the exam until the end of March next year, when the LinkedIn Learning Paths close. So to help job seekers get hired, besides the learning pathways, LinkedIn Learning also offer soft skills training, diversity and inclusion training, as well as how to collaborate virtually. And then also they have got the job search tool. So on LinkedIn, you will have free access to job search and networking tools. And then if you want to test your skill on doing a virtual interview, you will be able to do like a mock virtual interview also on the LinkedIn Learning platform, and it will provide you with feedback through an AI bot, and this will also be available later this year. And then also you will be able to connect with industry mentors from Microsoft and LinkedIn that will also be available later this year. So I just want to summarize, on what we can provide, what Microsoft can provide. So we provide the data and insights from LinkedIn Economic Graph that you can really see what are the most in-demand jobs in South Africa. You will also be able to, we can also share communication and marketing material to raise awareness to your stakeholders. So say, for instance, you are in a company and you really want to raise awareness within your stakeholder group or employees that's been affected, that they may be sitting at home now, or you've got interns on an internship program. We can share marketing material with you that you can actually raise the awareness. Then we've got the access to the learning pathways that I've explained to you. The other thing that we've also done is we have got some of our learning partners that will offer some of their training facilities for free for those people that don't have devices or that don't have data to access the learning pathways. Because the learning pathway, the LinkedIn learning platform is not zero rated yet. We are working on that, but no promises that we will be able to provide that zero rated. So if there are unemployed people and they need to access the learning pathways and they also need to, to get the devices, we can connect them with some of our learning partners. Our learning partners will also offer some virtual sessions or in classroom sessions to prepare the job seeker for the exams. The Microsoft exams are not really easy. I mean, it's based on international standards. So, we would definitely advise for people to do like a preparation session to write the exam. And then we also have got the webinars that we can walk through your stakeholders, typically what we do today, and also then to help people to navigate through the learning pathway. So, I mean, if you've got trainers, we can actually have a session with them where we show them on how to navigate through the learning pathways, which exams are the discounted exams, and also to show them then which of the LinkedIn Learning certificates you can access without any cost to that. So the partnering, the last skill or the second skilling sprint that I just want to mention to you is that that we will launch this in September, October, and there will be a Microsoft Teams app that will integrate the content from LinkedIn Learning, from Microsoft Learn, and also an employee's own library to help employees gain the skills to keep their jobs and grow into new roles. So I just want to give you my contact details. So if you have got any requests for further sessions, or even, to help, to have a session with you to help you to navigate through the learning pathways, or you just would like to see how you can partner with Microsoft on this, you're welcome to contact me through this email address. And this is then also the link to the learning platform. And I'm just checking the time. I have some time to quickly just show you the LinkedIn Learning platform. Maurice, will that be okay?
Yes, certainly. Please do.
Okay. So I'm just quickly going to stop sharing that I can show you what the LinkedIn Learning pathways look like. Just give me one sec. Okay, you can just tell me when you can see that.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right, so this is the landing page for the LinkedIn Learning portal. So if you land on here, you can actually scroll down, or you can go there to the top, and then you can access the learning pathway. So if you click there on Learn Skills for Jobs in Demand, you can actually then see here are the 10 learning pathways that I've showed you in the presentation. So say, for instance, you want to do the course on Project Manager. You will see that it shows you that currently, this is worldwide, there's 2.7 million job openings. And then if you start the learning path, you will see here at the right-hand side, it shows you that it will take you about 17 hours and 17 minutes to complete the training. And you will see it consists of different courses. So Project Management Foundations, Foundations Ethics. It's got a number of courses. So if you complete a course, you will get a badge. If you complete the full course with, with all the courses, you will here at the end see that it will say earn your certificate. So throughout the training that you do through LinkedIn, they actually ask you questions at the end of a course, and then if you answer all the answers correct, the questions correctly, you will get a badge. And then you will get, if you've obtained all your badges, they will ask you some final questions to earn your certificate. If you have a LinkedIn profile, it will automatically update your profile with the certificate. But if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, we do advise people to print the certificate or to do a screenshot that they can just see, you know, that they've got evidence that they've actually completed the training. So I just want to show you, if you, sorry, I just want to, sorry, I'm just need to move something here. Okay, so if you do a training on, just want to show you on software development. If you start learning there, you can either then select if you want to do the LinkedIn learning course or if you want to do it through the Microsoft course. So the LinkedIn, I just want to show you, if you do it through LinkedIn, it is like very basic training, you know, like programming foundations, you know, HTML essential training. So if you do the LinkedIn software development training, you will earn a LinkedIn certificate. You will not qualify for the Microsoft discounted exam. So if you go on the Microsoft course, it will then take you to the different pathways that you can follow. So say, for instance, if you select Start Learning Microsoft Azure, it will then show you the Microsoft, you will land then on the Microsoft MS Learn portal. And here you will then do the Microsoft courses. So it will show you, you know, the courses that you need to do to then qualify to write the Microsoft exam. Here you access also then the GitHub Learning, and you can also then here go and search for any jobs related to a software developer. So what I also just want to show you, so I just want to mention something to you, because actually I got a report last night from our global team on the most popular LinkedIn courses that people have completed since it was launched in July. So I just want to give you some stats quickly. So we have got globally 4.5 million engaged learners, and the most popular LinkedIn courses that people completed was the following. It was software development, customer service, the data analyst, the sales development representative, and digital marketing. On Microsoft Learn, the most popular courses were Azure Development, Azure Administrator, Application Maker, Security Engineer, and the Data Analyst. So those were, I thought that was actually quite interesting to see, you know, what's happening worldwide and how many people already access these learning pathways. So besides the LinkedIn learning pathways, I just quite quickly want to show you, sorry, I just need to go one back. After you, on the landing page, after these learning pathways, if you scroll down, you will see there is the soft skill training. So there you can explore courses. And here you can see all the soft skill training that's available. Developing your emotional intelligence, building resilience, embracing unexpected change. So there is really very good soft skill training that you can also access. Again, if you do a course, you will get a badge. If you do the full course, you will earn your certificate. The one thing that I just want to mention is that the LinkedIn learning courses have been developed by professionals. So the quality of these courses are really of very high standard. Also, what you can access is virtual collaboration tool. So if you go and explore these courses, you will see that there's the following, you know, there's the basics computer literacy for Windows 10. Then there's also on how Microsoft Teams essential training. You know, especially so many people nowadays use Teams for collaboration, not Zoom. So I think there's also learning Excel online, learn Word online. Again, if you do all these courses, you can get your certificate, but if you just do one, you will just be able to get your badge. And then the last thing that I just want to show you, and then we can have a discussion and open for questions. There's also then the job search best practices. So if you want to find a job, you will have to register or to create your LinkedIn profile. Because, you know, when you want to find a job, LinkedIn will then send you alert to your phone or to your email that if you say, for instance, you want to get an alert for a software development positions, they will then send you all those links to those jobs that's available. So, I mean, you can just scroll down and see, you know, how you can do a job search. So they actually teach you here on how to do a search and how to update your profile. So actually everything is here on this LinkedIn platform. And then, sorry, just the very last one that I want to show you right here on top of the landing page. There's a free course on inclusive, I'll just show it to you now. So it's about diversity, inclusion, and belonging for all. So this is also a free training. Like this is actually, we recommend that everyone must do this. So it's diversity, inclusion, and belonging, communicating across cultures. And I think especially, you know, because we do so many things virtually now, and we are diverse, you know, conversing around the globe with people from different cultures. I think these courses are really very valuable courses. Again, if you've done everything, you will then earn your certificate. So I think I'm going to stop sharing the screen now. And, you know, because I really just wanted to give you an idea of how to navigate through this portal. The one thing that I just want to mention is that if you want to do the Microsoft training, we really recommend at this stage that you go through the LinkedIn Learning portal. If you access it just through Microsoft Learn, it will just necessarily show you the courses that's available that will qualify for the Microsoft discounted exam. So I think, you know, if you have got any questions, Maurice, over to you.
Yeah, thanks so much. We set up some polls, so I was thinking let's.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
let's start with the first. Here we go. I'm going to launch it right now. There you go. What industry are you in? If you can let us know, that would be great. Are you in a corporate, small and medium enterprise, non-profit, government, entrepreneur, or other? Please vote, guys.
Maurice, I made a note here on my notes that I must remind you to do the poll, and I totally forgot.
No problem. The vote's slowly coming in. Okay, let's check this out. Unfortunately, we only got 4 people. Let me hold out for a few more. But anyway, 100% corporate.
Okay.
Let's try our second poll. Are you aware of Microsoft's global skilling initiative that was launched end of June? I can tell you I was not aware. Please vote. There we go. I'll end the poll. I see 80% have not heard about the initiative. That's not like Microsoft when it comes to marketing.
We are actually, you know, we're going to have a big campaign to market this more. So we've got big plans to definitely raise more awareness.
Brilliant. And let's go to our third and final poll. Here we go. Do you think that LinkedIn learning pathways are matched to skills in demand in South Africa? This is interesting. Does Microsoft actually have regard to the particular skill sets in that are peculiar to various countries? Do they? I mean, is that taken into account, Charlene?
Yeah, so Maurice, obviously the LinkedIn learning research was done globally, and it was across industries. But because I'm very involved with programs in South Africa, especially around skills development, the biggest skill and demand that we see, or we have a big demand, is definitely software development, data analytics. Obviously, in our products like Azure, so there's a big demand for Azure skills. So I think what we see in our country, and also if the economic graph that I've shown you for South Africa for April, the biggest trending job was software development. So I think it aligns very well with the, LinkedIn learning pathways, which is software development. And data analytics is also a very big demand for those kind of jobs.
Yeah, I see here 50% do not believe that it's matched.
So I think 50% not sure.
Yeah, okay, not sure. I'm not sure. You're right. Okay, you opened up and you said something interesting, and that was in relation to jobs and the fact that jobs were changing and there was going to be a change because of technology. But you mentioned 2 years, you said. You felt that there'd be a dramatic change over a 2-year period. I thought it was more like a 10-year period.
Yeah, so I think, Satya's statement was that, we saw almost like the expected change of 2 years of digital transformation in 2 months. So I think, we are expecting digital transformation around, digital transformation around, it was about 2 to 5 years, but I think the statement relates back to that some of the changes happened. What we thought would take 2 years, some of those changes happened over 2 months. So I think, we all know about the fourth industrial revolution and digital transformation that it was on everyone's lips even before COVID. But I just think that we saw a quicker transformation in some of the things that we anticipated will take 2 years, only now took 2 months.
Yeah, I'd like to share a slide with the attendees. This over here is relates to digital transformation, of course, but the probability robots will take your job in the next 20 years. Now, this is pre-COVID. So I take it Microsoft and LinkedIn are not looking at any courses in relation to telemarketers, accountants and auditors, retail salespersons. So this indicates, in my mind, that, I mean, this was going to happen and there was a desperate need for it to happen. Over here we have, it gives you a 10-year outlook, and you'll see retail sales people, that's going to reduce dramatically. But I mean, a hell of a lot of industries, and there's a massive fear, wouldn't you say, in relation to these jobs going. But this has happened historically for millennia. Times change and the new needs, new desires, and new skills emerge.
Yeah, I think with every change of when there's a new like a revolutionary change in industries and things like that, there's job losses, but there's always the creation of new jobs. And I think that is what we need to focus on. What are those new jobs? For those, there's some new jobs that we don't even know, what would be needed for the future. But I think, we should focus on what would be the skills and the jobs in demand going forward. And I know, people are fearful for losing jobs, especially to robots and things like that. But then, what are those new kind of jobs that we need to upskill and reskill ourselves for to keep current in an economy that is busy changing at a rapid pace?
Well, we need jobs if robots do everything for us.
Well, you would still need some people to program those robots and to maintain them. So I don't see that robots will totally take over the jobs of people. And you still need who's gonna program those robots, and ensure that they do the right job. So
They say the singularity is going to hit in 2045 with technology. They become cleverer than us, and we're going to become redundant. Well, hopefully they're going to just be looking after us, and we won't have to work, and they don't kill us off, as Elon Musk predicts. But it is conceivable that maybe we won't have to work one day.
Yeah, I think there's always still the human factor, but that you will always still need humans to do things. And I think especially if you look at AI, we need humans to ensure that it's done ethically. If we leave everything to robots, I mean, it's a scary idea because, we still need people to ensure that there's security, that it's ethically done, that we don't create robots that go and kill people.
That's the problem, and that's incidentally the problem of machine learning, is that allows for the robots to actually, they got to determine what the quickest pathway from A to B is. And as Elon Musk points out, if the quickest pathway, the shortest distance to get there, involves killing human beings, well, the machine learning will kill human beings. So we have to guard against that. But we've diverged a bit. Tell me, all the jobs that were on LinkedIn and that you showed us now, they're all tech-based. What jobs do you have training for that are for non-technical IT? What non-IT related jobs are out there that you guys are promoting?
So Maurice, if you go back to the 10 LinkedIn learning pathways, 3 of them are technical jobs. The others are digital skills to empower you to be a digital marketer, but you don't need to be a technical person. But I think what the learning pathways are showing is that if you want to do project management, you need digital skills to do it. So there's only 3 high-level technical jobs in the learning pathways. The others are empowering people to have digital skills to enable them to work virtually. So I think, the focus is not only on your highly technical roles, but also those roles that need digital skills in this new digital world that we all are like embracing at the moment. If you think of marketing, Microsoft really has got, I can't tell you how many events we have every month, to share our latest products. And those were always events that was, they were held there at our office. I mean, we have moved out of our office even before the lockdown. None of us has been back to the office. And I think it's probably only going to happen, if it's going to happen this year, probably only in October, November. All our events currently, we are now doing virtually. So our agencies had to empower themselves to be able to do digital marketing. So they're not technical people, but they need digital skills now to help us to put digital or virtual events together. So, that's just one example of, you don't need to have technical skills, but you need digital skills to do now marketing virtually.
But what about, what's your view on artisans? People jobs like tailors and those kind of jobs. Why are those not being promoted? Why are those not being pushed? Surely they're going to be around. We're still going to need people to make things.
Yeah, I definitely think, definitely we'll still need those skills. I just think that the focus of the global skilling is specifically on digital skills. So, I mean, say, for instance, if you need somebody still to do your plumbing and stuff like that, I think how they can benefit from digital skills is how they promote themselves through digital marketing. So they would need those skills, but there's still going to be those people that need to go to your house and do the plumbing and stuff like that. That's going to be very difficult to do all of those things virtually. So I just think that the focus of the Global Skilling Initiative is specifically to empower people to have digital skills for whatever kind of job they have, to help them, as an example, to do their own maybe digital marketing for the services they offer.
I think that's an important point. It's not about a technical approach or technical jobs or technical skills. It's actually about incorporating artisans, is what you're saying, can actually make use and leverage technology to actually improve their business. We have a question here from Emma. Do you think that as people settle into the new normal, the pace of the digital transformation will slow down or keep up its rapid pace? I believe there'll be more room for the creative nature of mankind. That's a good question.
Yeah, so I think that we are, we're going to see that this rapid change of technology. I think it's going to continue, because especially on how things are pushed now, to work in a digital world. So I think there might be, maybe a little bit of a slowdown, but I think that the demand for digital skills will absolutely grow. And I think I totally agree with Emma that, the creative nature of people will definitely be more important than ever. I just think with the lockdown, just look at how some people started to become creative. Just maybe an example, when Netcare needed the frames for the visors for the people for the screens that they put on the medical profession, I mean, they actually posted for people that's got 3D printers to print for them frames, and some people that were out of work, actually started to do 3D printing, and being creative of looking at, what are other things that I can offer, making use of a 3D printer, that can actually help with this COVID-19 pandemic. So I definitely think that we will see more creative thinking, and that is one of the key, almost I won't say soft skills, but those are one of the key skills that is necessary, for the fourth industrial revolution. I mean, the things that we've always spoken about, since, people started to talk about the fourth industrial revolution are, what are those skills that you need, like problem solving, collaboration, creative thinking. And I think, that is why the creative nature of mankind will be needed much more than ever. And then also, I see a question about, what can we expect from the next wave that will be for employers. Unfortunately, I don't have enough information around that at the moment. I just know that there will be a Teams app that will also be providing training to your employees to upskill and reskill themselves in their current jobs. But, as soon as we have more information, I'm very happy to share it with, on a platform where we can also then share this information with a wider audience.
So what would you say? Would you regard it as irresponsible for businesses to not actually adopt and implement programs of this nature?
I think you will do your people a disservice, because we know that digital skills is absolutely so relevant today to be current and to retain a job. So I think, the one thing that I've learned in my years as in consulting and Accenture is you need to ensure that your employees are current, that you constantly upskill and reskill themselves, so that they can also be an asset to your organization, in this changing world. So I think, it's imperative for employers to really embrace, programs where they can, upskill and reskill their employees on digital skills. Maurice, just as another example, we provide software to nonprofits at a highly discounted rate. And the purpose for that is, we want them to transform digitally as well. So, I mean, I've been in this role now for 3 years, and we have done many workshops to nonprofits, to start using our software. We saw in April, May, and June, more than 170 nonprofits register for our software. So all of a sudden, I think they realized, wow, we need software, we need products to now work virtually, to train online, to collaborate with one another. So we saw a huge demand for our software just in 3 months when the lockdown started, just in our nonprofit sector.
That's interesting. Tell me, I'm completely sold, and I'm going to be implementing this at Schindler's. So who does one reach out to insofar as consultants are concerned to actually do a proper implementation, or what advice would you give in relation to, or to directors, to managers in relation to the implementation?
So Maurice, obviously for this first wave, for the job seekers, what we ask corporates is, especially if they, under their corporate social responsibility, if they maybe work with nonprofits, or they've got programs where they train unemployed youth, on programs, is really to expose this through their CSR program, and maybe help donate, funding to nonprofits that they can give data vouchers to the youth that they can access these programs. The other thing is that if companies need to retrench their people, make it part of your retrenchment package, that you make the people aware of this program, and maybe also say to them, you know what, if you do the Microsoft Learn pathway, we will fund the one exam for you at the discounted rate. I think for employers, the second wave will be very interesting, because it will be to upskill and reskill your own employees. I think for the first wave, because the focus is on job seekers, is maybe companies need to see how can they actually help job seekers through their CSR program, or even through programs that they offer to unemployed people, like through learnerships and internships, and also add this training to their program to make the skills that you train them on more current.
Tell you, but as I said, I'm sold. I know I need to implement, and I need to phone someone to assist me. Who do I call?
So that's why I gave my email address. For in South Africa, for the Global Skilling Job Seeker Sprint, I'm responsible for that. So people are welcome to send me a mail, and we've got and then we can talk about how do you want to collaborate with us? We've got some ideas that we can share. We've got marketing material. We've got webinars. So these are different ways of how we can collaborate with you. So do you just need to send a request through to me via my email address?
One more time, your email address is?
So I'll just put it here in the chat.
Just also, if you read it out for the Facebook audience.
Oh, sorry. It is a-shalv@microsoft.com.
Brilliant. Great. And that's a wrap for today. Thanks so much, Charlene. That was absolutely brilliant. What an incredible program. Thank you, Microsoft, for giving back. As I said, Microsoft were one of the first to hop on board and join COBRA. They've provided their resources at no cost to COBRA. So thank you for that. We're indebted to you. We're indebted to you today for your presentation. So thanks to the attendees. Please join us tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Cass Cavadia. So it's going to be a brilliant show. We've got that at 10. So please register now. And until then, thank you very much. Have a fantastic day. And thanks again to Charlene and to the panelists. Thanks and goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.